Hello everyone, welcome to Oliveboard. My name is Dinkar and I welcome you all in this session. I hope everybody is doing great, feeling healthy and fine. Once again, welcome to yet another 5 important concepts of the week. Okay, so as you all know that we are running this series since July and we have already reached few of our lectures and very new things we have discussed over here. Some of the basic concept where minute differences are there, but sometimes students struggle to find out all these things or they do not want to ponder into these things. Okay, so that's why we have come up with this series regarding the 5 important concepts of the week. So here we discuss some of the important things like uh, what are there in the economy, all these places. Okay, so we discuss these important minute things. Okay, and we just try to make it clear to all of you. So once again, welcome to this series, and I really wanted to thank everybody for joining the series. So if anybody is there, okay, hello, yeah, Naveen is there. Hello, Naveen, welcome to the session. Great to see you over here. Is anybody else is there who is they can just say hi hello to me so that I can address you by your names, because that is the way we wanted to make the things possible. Okay, is it anybody else who is there? I think I can see many people are here, but guys, whenever my session is there, please be very interactive in the session. Don't worry about the right or wrong, just don't worry. Okay, just say whatever you wanted to say. I'll correct it. Okay, so don't worry about that. Nobody here is make fun of. Okay, so just make sure that you remain interactive throughout the session. Okay, so once again, welcome to the session. Okay, so let's start with our session. So this is RBI Grade B 2023 for basic concept series. So we are pledging for his success with commitment, consistency, and celebration at the last. So today we will be talking about the budgeting. Okay, budgeting. As you all know that budget everybody knows, right? Everybody knows the budget. Every year we prepare the budget. Even the companies prepare their budget. Even our home also prepare the budget. Okay, so there are various places, like everywhere the concept of budget is there, because money is a resource, right? Money is a resource. Okay, for that proper utilization of this money has to be done. So that is why the budget has to be prepared. The budget can be a very large budget of a country. The budget can be small, as you are like sometimes the children's are there, right? Children's are there, they have small sum of money, right? So they try to with this I will buy chocolate, with this I will buy pencil. Okay, so they have their own budget settlement. Okay, sometimes what they say, okay, I wanted to buy a nice pencil. Okay, nice pencil. Okay, so they will keep more money for this. Okay, okay, I will take a small chocolate. Okay, a small chocolate, so I will keep less budget for it. Okay, so this is how the budgeting is done. Okay, everywhere. Okay, similarly the government does the budgeting, similarly the household does the budgeting, similarly the companies do the budgeting, right? So the basic concept of budgeting is that proper utilization of the resources in the best way possible, in the best way possible. Okay, so today we are going to study about 5 types of budgeting method, 5 types of budgeting methods. So the first one is the traditional budgeting that everybody knows. Okay, traditional budget. Okay, normal, what we normally hear in our reports and everywhere. This is a very normal kind of thing. Okay, traditional. So traditional budget is like always for a specific period. Okay, so for India, if we prepare a budget, we prepare for 1st of April to 31st of March. Okay, so for this we prepare budget. Okay, so budget, can anybody tell me when the budget speech is done? Anybody who knows when the budget speech is done, when it is done? Anybody tell me? Can anybody tell me when is this budget speech is given? Because we are talking about as a country as a whole. If anybody knows, they can tell me. Okay, I'll tell you, it is always done on the 1st of February. Yeah, no. Budget is prepared. Budget speech is done on the 1st of February. Okay, and this is always for the next financial year. Okay, so right now the February which is gone, for that, on that day we have prepared the budget for 2022 to 2023. 2023. Okay, so 2022 means 1st April 2022 to 31st March 2023. Okay, for this we have prepared a budget. Okay, so this 2022 to 2023. Okay, so this is 1st of April of 2022 to 31st of March 2023. Okay, so this is how the budget is prepared for a very specific period. Okay, and here we take the reference of the previous year. Okay, like we decide like a previous year we have utilized around 1 lakh rupees. Just an example I'm saying. So this year we will be using 1 lakh 20,000. Okay, so this 1 lakh will act as a base, last year base, and on that base we do some increment over here. Okay, so this is how the traditional budgeting is prepared. Okay, I hope everybody has got the concept. Now, the main benefit of this budget, like simply doing, is that it is very simple. Creating of this kind of budget is very simple. Like, you already have a data in your hand. Okay, you already have a data of the previous year in your hand. Okay, data of previous year in your hand, and on that data only you can prepare the next year budget. Okay, so what happens is that it helps in saving the time of everybody's. Okay, it helps in saving the time of everybody, and you will be very quick in making out, you will be very quick in figuring out the things. Okay, and everything you can do. Okay, company, government, individual, or whatever it is. Okay, so here some advantages are given. Okay, so for the traditional budgeting, it is offers a very solid framework. It offers a very solid framework because here we have some reference point. Reference point means is what? As a base year. That means I have something on which I can build my budget. Okay, like if I have to build for 2022 and 2023, so I have a base of 2021 and 2022. So we have already known that this year we have done here at this place, we have invested at this place. So based on the previous year, that is act as a base or a reference point, you can prepare a budget for your next year. Okay, because the year which has gone, you know where you have utilized the money, where the money has got wasted, where you have given the less money. So for the next year you can try to do improvisation on that. Okay, and traditional budgeting also encourages the decentralization means here more people are gets involved. Okay, because since you have a data in your hand. Okay, like ministries are there, health ministry, education ministry, transport ministry, everywhere ministries are there. So they have a previous year data in their hand, and everybody can look at their data and they can decide like what could be the next year budget. Okay, and as you all know that it is a most straightforward budget always. Okay, then then comes the some of the disadvantages are also there of traditional budgeting. Always whenever we prepare a kind of traditional budgeting where too many people are involved, when too many people are involved, there is a chance of human error. Maybe I'm saying something, you may interpret in some other way. Okay, and that can be implemented in a totally different way. Okay, so there is a very human error concept is always there. Okay, then this preparation of the budget is also very time consuming. You know, our traditional budget that we prepare in India, the budget process always starts in September, and I think not from September, it starts from November in our India. Okay, from November, all the ministries are given task like please tell me how much budget you need for the next year. So there's November, December, January. These are the 3 months. Like all the officers and ministry involved in finding out like where exactly they want the money, where they wanted to spend the money, and after that, this is all put in papers. Okay, sometimes traditional budget doesn't encourages the expected behavior, like whatever you were expecting you may not get it. Okay, and sometimes this budget does not even align with the spending and strategy. Sometimes you have some strategy, like I have some strategy to do, but the way you are spending is not aligning with that strategy. Okay, that means the spending you are doing at some at other place, and you have a strategy for different place. Okay, you wanted to increase the highways of our country, but you have allocated very less budget for that. Okay, so there is sometimes non-alignment also, and sometimes we do inaccurate predictions also. We prepare the things, we say that okay, if we invest around 1 lakh crore rupees, 1 lakh crore rupees in this sector, automatically our GDP will increase by 2%. So this is a very inaccurate prediction. We don't know, because we don't know what can happen in a year. Okay, so sometimes there is a very inaccurate predictions are there. Okay, so does traditional budget works? It, the short answer, it not ideally. No, nothing can work ideally anywhere. Okay, there are some kind of issues are always there with everything. Okay, always there is some kind of issue with everything. Okay, so here what we talk is zero based budgeting. Okay, zero based budgeting is a way more superior than a traditional budgeting. Okay, so we will be doing why zero based budgeting is more superior than traditional budgeting. Okay, so now we are moving towards our next type of budgeting, that is called zero based budgeting. Anybody wanted to ask anything right now? Naveen? And anybody else who has anything to ask? Okay, fine. So now we are moving towards the zero based budgeting. As you can see, the name zero. Zero means that, okay, we have no, so clear, very good. Saurav, hello Saurav, welcome to the session. Okay, so please be there. Okay, whenever you are there, just inform me that you are there. Okay, because just let me know that you people are here, so I can address you by your names. Okay, so now comes our zero based budgeting. Zero based, as the word said, that zero means every year start from a zero. Every year start from a zero. Okay, this year we have like we have like at 5 places, if we say like 5 places are there, like education, health, transport, then we have Ayush Mantralay. Okay, then home ministry. Okay, okay, so for first year we have invested like 1,000 rupees in this, 2,000 in this, transport 5,000, Ayush Mantralay 500, home ministry 10,000. Okay, for first year. Then next year we make all this allocation to zero. We make all this allocation to zero, and again we prepare for budget for everybody. Again we prepare the budget for everybody with whether we wanted to increase it or whether we wanted to decrease it. So every year we start with a blank statement. Blank statement. That doesn't mean it doesn't mean like the past year whatever you have invested, we are not taking that into account. Again we are starting with a blank. Okay, and again we will allocate resources to all these ministries. Okay, so zero based budgeting has been given the name given by the former Texas Instrument account manager, that is called Peter Fire. Okay, this is a person who has given that. Main thing is that it always start with zero. Once you have invested like from this year, my household budget, okay, I have a household budget of this furniture for this, education for this, and that, and again next year again I will start putting the money by making everything to zero, and that. Okay, everything start from the scratch for new year. Okay, for every new year or new accounting year or whatever year, every time it is start from zero. Okay, so what happens is that it is like a top down approach, from top to bottom it is coming. Okay, somebody here sitting at a top position, and he is only preparing the budget for the lower level. Okay, for 1 year he has given, okay, 1 lakh rupees, invest in 5 places. Okay, then again he has make this like for the next year, again this top person said that okay, now last year I have given 10,000 rupees to this ministry, now I will 1,000, so now I will give 0 rupees to this ministry. Okay, so this is how it works. It starts from the zero. Okay, so what zero doesn't mean we will give 0 rupees to the ministry. No, it is just like that. We are making all the allocation zeros, and then again we are allocating the resources. Okay, It is not like that if we have given 1000 rupees last year, now we will give 1500 rupees, then again next year I will give 2000 rupees. No, that I will decide whether I wanted to give 1000 next year or any other. Okay, all the balance sheet will be cleared off. Okay, whatever you have invested this 1000, wherever you have invested, I don't know. Okay, but again all the thing balance sheet will be cleared, and then again new budget will be given. Okay, so what is the advantage of this zero based budgeting? Okay, here in the zero based budgeting, first of all, the focused operation is there. Focused everywhere, everybody knows, like here the money will be coming, and here we have to spend. Okay, lower cost, because here you don't want like operation costs become very low. Okay, because the thing is that misallocation is reduced. Maybe you think that like for 2021 you have given some ministry 1000 rupees, but you have seen that maybe that money has been utilized in a totally different way. For 2022 you might give 500 rupees only. Okay, so it helps in preventing the misallocation of the resources. It also have a budget flexibility with them. Okay, budget flexibility means here nobody is bound to adopt any kind of strategy. Here the who is preparing the budget can do whatever they want. They might be reducing it to zero, they might give you a huge amount of sum, sometimes they reduces to a certain limit. Okay, so because of this prevention of misallocation, additional revenue generation. Okay, so proper strategic execution of the work can take place. Okay, so what are the disadvantages of this zero based budgeting? Sometimes it is very resource intensive. Okay, because it requires huge amount of cost. Okay, so time and resource intensive. Here in this zero based budgeting, we are only looking for a short term perspective. Okay, we are only looking for a short term perspective, right? But like if we say that we have given 1000 rupees, but you have not utilized it you have not utilized it properly. Okay, so this year I will reduce it to 500. I will reduce it to 500. So here they are looking only for short terms, they are not looking for the long terms, so that long term goals are overlooked. Because here you are looking at a very short frame. For every accounting year you are looking, okay, fine, you have not utilized it properly, okay, from the next year I will cut off your budget. So this gives a very wrong message to the places. Okay, so if that happens, so they in a hurried mode they try to spend whatever they have in their hand. Okay, okay, now, so what is the difference between traditional and zero based budgeting? Obviously there can be a difference, there will be a difference. Traditional budget has a reference point, because you know the previous year data, right? You know the previous year data. Okay, but in the zero based you have to always start from a zero. Okay, we do not count what happens in the last year, we do not look what happens in the last year. Okay, it is just like clearing of the balance sheet. It is just like clearing of the balance sheet, and nobody knows what happens in the last year. Again fresh allocation will start. Okay, I hope Rajeshwari you got your answer. Fresh allocation will start. Okay, so traditional budgeting takes data points from the previous year. Okay, zero based budgeting takes the strategic approach. Okay, zero based budgeting takes the strategic approach, and every year it just assign the budget to a various unit as per the need. Okay, they sometimes they look at the back, but normally they just say that okay, we do not want it to look back, again we will do all the allocation from the zero only. Okay, simply, okay, if you have wasted that money over there, let it go. If you have not utilized that money, let it go. Again fresh allocation will go. Okay, now traditional budget is simplistic, zero based budgeting is quite complicated because a lot of things has to be taken care of. Okay, right? So this is the difference between traditional budgeting and zero based budget. Now, traditional budget has a historical information like previous year. Okay, then zero based budgeting is like a on a estimated data. Okay, so normally zero based budgeting is normally based on the decision making. So misallocation they wanted to prevent. Misallocation they wanted to prevent. Other than the traditional budgeting, if manrega if manrega has got 50,000 crore this year, so we will give 60,000 crore next year. So that is the normal flow of traditional budgeting. Okay, they might be reduced. Okay, 50,000 crore, now we will make 45,000 crore. Okay, now we will make 45,000. So anything can happen. Okay, here in the traditional budgeting we cannot see good amount of decision making, but in zero based budgeting we take the decision making in counting. Okay, traditional budget focus on similar costing values like the way previous year costing is done. Similarly, this year we will do the costing of everything. Okay, but zero budget budgeting is like cost effectiveness. Okay, last year if I paid for nuts and bolts for import, now we will buy that nut and imports from our country only. So this is cost effectiveness. Try to reduce the cost in order to save more money. Okay, but in traditional budgeting if they say okay we are importing nuts and bolts from outside, okay, again this year also just imported. Okay, so this is the differences between traditional and zero based budgeting. Okay, then this has all been given in a form of uh, pick. So its steps is zero based. They identify the task. Okay, they find the means from where they wanted to accomplish that task. Okay, then they find out various type of solutions. They also look for the source of fund. Okay, and then priorities are set. Okay, so here one example has also been given. So let me read out that example. Say a manufacturing department spends $10 million last year. Okay, so in current year they can either increase or decrease the requirement to $11 million or $9 million respectively. Okay, so zero based budgeting involves calculating all the expenses of the department and justifying each of them. Okay, so justification is very important. Like if you are asking for some budget, justify it. Okay, so this reflect the actual requirement. Like you are saying that I need 11 million, I am saying you need only 9 million, then again people start discussing on that, then we will come to know that we require only 10.6 million, that is between 11 and 9 million. So here we have done a lot of cost saving, like resource has also saved, misallocation has been prevented, and everything is done. Okay, so advantages are obviously accuracy and efficiencies, proper coordination and control is there. Okay, redundant activities, unnecessary activities are prevented, and budget inflation is reduced. Okay, it is not like that every year you wanted to increase the budget of everything. No, you can also decrease the budget by focusing on the smart strategies. That is the zero based budgeting. So while discussing all these things it takes time, so that is one of the disadvantage, but we cannot put that under disadvantage because if you are doing this much of strategy research, so it takes some time. Okay, sometimes it may be expensive also. Manpower is required because if you wanted to do too much of research over here, so manpower is also required. Okay, sometimes people are not expert in their areas. Okay, so they just simply say that okay sir, last year you gave me 10,000, this year gave me 15,000. They will ask you why you need 15,000. They will say sir, they don't have any answer for that because they don't have a expertise, because they don't know where they wanted to spend. They just wanted extra money so that whatever the money comes they spend somewhere else. Okay, So they even don't know where exactly they wanted to spend, right? So expertise is not there, right? So this is our zero based budgeting, right? Then comes gender based budgeting. Everybody knows, as the word gender suggests, that gender is, as you can see that here in our country, or throughout the world, wherever you go, there is a gaps between the genders, male, female. There is a huge amount of gender budgeting is there. Okay. uh, uh, People are now focusing on gender based budgeting, right? So as you all know that men's are always treated as a bread earner. Okay. That is a traditional viewpoint. That is a traditional viewpoint of every place, that male is a bread earner and ladies has to do all the household work. No, no, it is not like that. Okay. People think that it is like that, but the situation have already changed, and it was not like that. But we have been told that the males are earner and ladies have to work in a household. Okay. So that is why people were asking for gender based budgeting, so that proper amount of equality has to be done. Like whatever the budget has been allocated for the male people, similarly the budget has to be allocated for the female people. Okay. Because they are also doing the huge amount of work. If you know, ladies are the part of a society where they do lot of unpaid work. Okay. Cooking, cleaning, going outside, taking care of children's, everything. If you say, even they are, if even if they are performing the job somewhere else, like mean they are working somewhere, still they are only treated as they will do the housework also. But right now the situation is changing throughout the world, and even the male and female are now working all together by taking care of their household and every ways. Okay. So this gender based budgeting takes care of it. Okay. So here, as you all know that there is a huge gaps between education, employment, entrepreneurship, and public life opportunities everywhere. If you can see the data of various reports, government reports, wherever you go, you can find huge gaps in education between male, female, employment, male, female, entrepreneurship. Males are getting too much of funding, females are getting less funding. Public life opportunities, males are getting more, females are getting less. Okay. So now people are asking for gender based budgeting. Okay. So the main aim of this gender based budgeting is that government wanted to promote equality among all the peoples. Okay. Okay. Since, as you all know that all the ministries, government departments, they normally plan for the budget from the starting. Right now, from October, November, they will start planning for the budgeting process. So this part has to remain in their mind, that the policymakers should know at which places what gaps are there, right? At which places what gaps are there, and how it is going to help the policymaker. Now policymaker will decide like how much extra budget we have to keep for the female, women's, and how much we have to keep for the male. Okay. So just 1 minute, guys. Yeah. Guys, can you hear me properly? Can you just confirm me? Can you hear me properly? Can you just tell me the chat box if you can hear me properly, guys? Oh, okay, okay, great. Very good. Sorry, I think I just lose connection. Okay, so this gender-based budgeting tells the policymaker like you have to invest more on the education of the female. You have to more give the money for public life opportunities for the female. Okay, so this extra money should be embedded in the budget. Okay, should be embedded in the budget, right? Uh, Naveen, I will answer your question at the last. Okay. Now, so what are the practical steps are taken in this, like in order to understand, like in order to inculcate this gender-based budgeting? So normally, first of all, you have to take the stock of the situation, like what situation is there. You should have to read reports. You have to find out the gaps, like where the gaps are there, what are the visible gaps are there. So you have to invest more money over there. Okay, so first take the stock. Okay, and then take the result. Okay, do analysis. Okay, identify the gaps, challenges, right? And start talking with various type of governmental organization, ngos and everywhere. Start working on the reports everywhere, and then prepare a combined budget for all these things. Okay, so that is called gender based budgeting. That is called gender based budgeting. Okay, so here education and skill development, economic participation and prosperity, leadership and democratic participation, gender based violence and access to the justice has to be taken care of, poverty reduction, health and well being, gender equality around the world. Okay, you can also put sustainable development goals, because if you wanted to achieve these sustainable development goals, you have to be a like you have to create a equality between males and female, then only you can achieve the actual sustainable development goals by 2030. Otherwise, if you are not having a good relationship between, like good like collaboration between males and females, then there will be a huge gaps that will happen between males and females. Okay, now comes the fourth type of budget, that is called incremental budgeting. Incremental budgeting, as you all know, that like this: every year the value increases only. Okay, every year the value increases only, right? Now normally what it happens, it takes the previous year data. Okay, and just they try to add the extra money over that. So why you wanted to add the extra money? Because as you all know that there are huge amount of changes that takes place within a year. Maybe inflation is there, maybe prices are rising very high. Okay, so you need to do various kind of price adjustment on the budget. Okay, last year if you have created a budget of 10,000 rupees, maybe this year because of the inflation, like if the inflation is there of 6%, if the 6% inflation is there, so how much you wanted to add, like how much? 600 rupees extra you have to put. So this year budget, how much? 1600. So this is called as incremental budget. From the from the previous year, the next year, the incremental has been done because of various type of price rise and everything that has happened. So maybe you will be able to buy the same thing only in the next year, but because of that, the money has been increased, because there is an increase in the sales, increase in the prices, increases in the cost and everything. Okay, okay. Now incremental budget prepared using a previous budget on the actual performance. Okay, then allocation of the resources is based upon the allocation based on the previous period. Okay, normally the thing is that this approach is not recommended everywhere. Okay, so this type of allocation, this type of resource planning is not recommended at various places, because there are huge amount of circumstances that are going on. As you all know that right now Russia Ukraine war is going on, right now rupee is falling. Okay, right now inflation is getting higher in the control. Okay, right now everywhere there is a kind of a situation of chaos over here. So how much increment you will do? Okay, so normally this type of budget is normally not encouraged. Okay, normally what happens is encourage is spending up. Always whenever we talk about the incremental, it is always spending up only, so that mentality keeps on coming. Okay, mentality becomes like that. Okay, next year I will increase again, the next year I will increase again, the next year I will increase. Okay, right? So that mentality gets developed in the people. Okay, so they this the mentality of saving, the mentality of controlling the economy, the mentality of properly running of the economy doesn't come. Okay, they know that okay, if the inflation is there, we will add some more money in the economy, and then again will come again next year I will increase some more money. Okay, so they do not try to actually find out the problem what is happening. They just simply try to increment the budget. Even if they don't have the money, they try to increment the budget. Okay, so that strategy is not followed, right? So what is the advantage? Yeah, obviously it is very simple to do, right? Very simple to do, right? Consistency and operational stability is there. Consistency will always be there because you don't have to do anything, you just have to increment the thing. Okay, funding stability sometimes is there, sometimes it is not there. Okay, and sometimes it reduces the internal rivalry, because in the zero based budgeting what happens that might be you are getting this year a good amount of budget, maybe your budget has been cut off next year by half, but here in the incremental budgeting everybody is getting some kind of increment, every ministry, every place is getting some kind of increment, right? So the disadvantage is unnecessary spending, obviously. Discourage innovation. Why innovation? Because people don't, because of its simplicity, people don't want to innovate the things. They will say that okay, let it run, let it go like that only. Laissez-faire approach. Okay, let it go like this. Okay, nobody wanted to find it out why the things are getting upper on the hand, why the things are going out of control. They don't want it to innovation, like how we can save the money. Okay, so it fails to account the changes and external factors. There is a lack and incentive for a comprehensive review. Nobody wanted to do good amount of review under this. Okay, now now comes the last type of budget, that we call it as activity based budget. Activity based budget is like, here people analyze the activities, they find it out which activity is good, which activity is bad, okay, which activity in the future is going to be good. Okay, so here activity based budget has been allocated. Okay, activity based. Okay, we scrutinize the things, we find everything, and then we create a budget. Okay, this activity we need it for the next year, so we need to put good amount of budget over here. Next year, after 5 years, this technology is going to be on the upper hand, so we wanted to give some money to this activity also. Okay, right? So this is called activity based budgeting. Okay, first we analyze the activities, do cost analysis. Okay, we scrutinize the things, we wanted to find out the potentials, and how we then we find out the efficiencies, and then budget it allocated for that. Okay, so why, how this activity based budget works normally? Okay, first of all, because of this activity based budgeting we keep our cost minimized, because here unnecessary money we do not put. Okay, since we provide, which we keep the money in a proper way, because of that proper revenue is generated, because here we are cutting the cost, so whatever cost cutting we are doing we are getting as a revenue only. Okay, so that is called profit only. Okay, so it reduces the activity level requires to generate sale, eliminate unnecessary cost. Okay, so if you remove the unnecessary costing, unnecessary expenditure, automatically your profitability will increase. Okay, now what is the difference between activity based budget and traditional budget? Okay, traditional budget is very simple. Okay, Act- traditional budget is very simple in their terms. Okay, but activity based budget digs deeper, they actually go deeper into the thing, they go deeper into the things, find it out why we are doing that activity, is it necessary to do that activity, whether we are going to benefit, whether we are going to get the benefit of that activity or not, or then only they will allocate the resources for that. Okay, so this is activity based budgeting. Okay, so here is a summary of everything. Budgeting, what is the budgeting, all the things. Zero based budgeting is like entire is prepared from the scratch. In the zero based, traditional, it just take the previous year as a base. Okay, incremental, okay, it takes the current year and do a increment by taking inflation under the control. Okay, we take inflation and then add the extra amount of money to counter the inflation. And activity based budgeting is prepared after considering the cost driver. Okay, wherever something is costing more, we reduces the cost by utilizing various other resources, and when they, then we prepare the budget. Okay, so normally zero based budgeting and activity based budgeting are called a good type of budgeting method, because here we look for the cost effectiveness more. Okay, we take the cost effectiveness more. Okay, traditional budgeting and incremental budgeting do not do any kind of innovation, they just have a very simple strategy. This year this much, next year more, next year more, again then more, like that. But in activity and zero based budgeting, they are very cost effective, very synthetic, very scientific, and that. Okay, now if anybody has any query they can ask me, guys. And as you all know that we are running our Nabard Grade A courses, and still 1.5 months is left. If you wanted to join the exercise, join the courses, please join it right away, guys. because we are running our courses for Nabard Grade A. Okay, and as you all know that we are running our RBI Grade B 2020 exam live classes. Okay, so 60 plus live sessions will be there for ESI and FM. So if you wanted to attend, please attend the free classes for that and just see the quality of the courses. Then you can, if you wanted to take the course, please take the course. Today also I have a class. Then after this class, I will be going for that class only. Okay, if you wanted to join, please join the course, guys, and please see the quality. Okay, and then here is a very amazing offer for you that is called Amazing August. Okay, this is ending on 2nd August, that is tomorrow. We are giving you around 30% off on all regulatory body examination. Okay, so Nabard Grade A 2022, RBI Grade B 2023, and SEBI Grade A 2023. Okay, so you have to utilize the code that is called Amaze. Okay, so what you will get in Nabard, 50 plus live practice classes. For RBI Grade B, 60 plus live classes you will be getting. What kind of previous lectures? What kind of previous lectures, Rajeshwari? Okay, these only like five important concepts, right? These only, right? See, you have to search by my name, five important concept. I will also inform the team like, yeah, this is the fifth one, and I will inform the team to create a playlist for that. Okay, the team will create a playlist for that. Okay, and right now at 9 p.m. I will be doing my RBA Grade B classes. So if you wanted to join, I think we are running the classes for free for some days. So please, if you wanted to see the class, so you can please join the classes and see the content and see the quality. If you wanted to join, please join the courses. Okay. Okay, and your question, Naveen, sir, is India following zero-based budgeting? No, India is not following that. But some way or the other, we are utilizing all the form of budgeting. I think incremental, traditional, zero-based, activity-based. Somewhere or the other, in every places, we have a slight essence of each and every type of budget, right? We cannot say that simply only single type of budgeting practice we utilize. Okay, we cannot say like that, but somewhere or the other we are utilizing some or the other part of every type of budget. Okay, Naveen, have you got it? Is there any other question, guys, for anybody? If you have any other question, there you can ask me. Anybody else has any query? Ketan, yes, Ketan, tell me. Hello, anything to ask? I'm waiting. If anybody has any query, please ask me. Otherwise, I can just wind off my session. Is it? Okay, fine. And guys, if you have any query, once the session gets over, you can just write it on the chat box. I always keep on seeing the chat box. So see, normally whenever we talk of liquidity, okay. So the main thing is that whenever any company wanted to meet their current liabilities, or like you can utilize your current assets, okay. You can utilize your current assets and you can make them liquid and you can provide them as a, you can solve of your liquidity, sorry, liabilities. Okay, so Cash flow is something that is like whenever when cash is flowing in and out of a company. Okay, cash flowing in and out of a company. Okay, very minute difference is there. I hope you got it, Naveen. Liquidity is a ability of a company. Liquidity is a ability of a company. That means how easily the company can utilize and how easily can company can liquidate its some of its things. Okay, and cash flow is something when money goes in and out of a company. Okay, so liquidity is a easy concept, like easy, like how easily the things can be convert. Okay, in form like liquidity should be there. Okay, like how company can easily liquidate its things, right? And cash flow is like transfer of like flow fund outside in outside inside of a company. Okay, I hope you got it right. Great. So thank you so much, guys. Please share the videos with your friends and those who thinks you can find it at. Okay. So we'll meeting you again on Monday. And if anybody wanted to join my 9 p.m. lecture, you can just register on our website because I think free lectures are going on right now. So if you can wanted to join right now at 9 p.m., please join it. After 15 minutes, I will be taking that. So today I will be doing some of the management part of it. Okay, management. I will be talking regarding the communication. Okay, so if you wanted to join, please join the session and feel the difference. Okay, guys. So thank you so much, guys. Bye bye. Take care and good night. And if anybody wanted to ask anything, please leave a comment on the comment box. I will surely answer it. Okay. So thank you so much, guys. Bye bye. Take care and good night. Please follow all the COVID-19 protocols properly. Take care. Bye.